not a YouTuber, just like making videos, and you read the title and you already know what it's going to be about. We're going to talk about Tommy Sotomayor and the Savage Negro. And this video is going to be kind of a continuation of my last magnum opus called Social Media Slam Fest. Now, it is one thing for you to give out your own warped opinion and try to push your agenda, but it's another thing when you deliberately lie and try to manipulate information, this is what Tommy Sotomayor has done. Matter of fact, he's done this many a times. But in one of his videos he recently published, where he's supporting Ben Fields and blowing his balls, where he talks about white cops putting their careers in jeopardy for the savage Negro. He was talking about, the incident, where Ben Fields grappled and groped, that little black girl. He stated that she was 18 years old, and he was like, what is an 18-year-old doing in high school? I'm like, he lied there. There's no, where did he get that she was 18 years old? She's 16 years old. Even if she was 18 years old, it is not uncommon for an 18-year-old to still be in high school. Most people graduate at 18 or 17 going on 18, that year and so forth. So, and then he made it seem like the female was so big and, that this is the only option, he had when the female looked at very petite. But Tommy Sotomayor has to push the agenda of the savage Negro. But 18 years old, and I'm like, well, what video was Tommy watching? Maybe Tommy is watching another video or whatever that I haven't seen yet. But that's Tommy's agenda. I'm like, the dude has as much integrity as a termite. See, I can go against Tommy Sotomayor. My YouTube credit is good. Tommy Sotomayor is somebody that's been exposed for a con man. He's been exposed so many times for being a liar, manipulating information and so forth, and taking all sorts of L's. Now, as far as me, I told you guys 2 years ago that my reputation is infallible. Check my content. Never lost a debate. Never been exposed, never got on camera lied, you know what I'm saying? Never been taken in court, don't owe child support or none of that shit. Because I see a lot of these guys, in Tommy land that's been exposed and things of that nature, but not me. But let's move on. Let's move on to his ridiculous flim-flam there. Now, I said this before, that black people are the easiest people to criticize in the world. We are the most despised and the most reviled people, there is. And people have been hating us before crack, before the drugs, before the 9mm, before the concept of black on black crime, before Ebonics, before black people even spoke English to turn it into Ebonics, before hip hop, before welfare, before Section 8 and all this other shit. They did not like, people's opinion about us were very low. That we were savages, we were cannibals, we didn't evolve. So Western society, and other civilizations been going in on black people for the last 500 years. So do you think I'm going to give some black dude, Tommy Sotomayor, some social media slut? Do you think he gets kudos for criticizing blacks and things of that nature? Now, there's nothing wrong with constructive criticism, And I admit, and as I said, if I wanted to go the bootlegger route, I could make 100 videos a day criticizing blacks. Defending black people is tough, and I'm not a black person that's in denial and want to say and ignore that there's problems in the black community. There's serious problems in the black community, but shit, there's problems all over the world. But listening to Tommy Sotomayor, and you know, he has demonized this girl more so than he's demonized Dylan Roof. You know, Dylan Roof, what was he? He was a guy who killed 9 people, opened fire on them. You know, but in Tommy's eyes, that dude is not the Terminator. You know, because he refers to white people as RoboCop. You know, maybe subliminally he wants to tell people that the white man is Terminator and the black woman is Terminatrix, but you know, he doesn't want to piss off his white fans. But you know, but you get my drift. But the thing is, in bootlicking school, you know, people like Tommy Sotomayor's taught that every white man is his master. You know, so therefore, if there's a crazy homeless white man with a Santa Claus hat on, spitting Christmas curls in the middle of July, Tommy Sotomayor has to recognize him as his master. You know, and that's the thing. And then when white people commit these cataclysms, you know, going shooting up the school and, you know, doing things that make world news, we have to look at it as an act of God. Like a hurricane or a flood, like, oh, there's nothing you can do about it. A white dude, a white mass murder, whatever, act of God. We're not going to talk about that, but let's talk about these black females or whatever. And this is what goes in, and this is the problem with social media, that, you know, people have become dumber. They get tunnel vision and they look at things with a narrow scope, because somebody can literally push one agenda, you know, and make tons and tons of video a day, then attach himself with other viral videos and so forth, to the point where people aren't going to look at the broad spectrum. People aren't going to worry about what goes on overseas. People ain't going to worry about the chemicals they put in their food. They're going to be focused on almost one thing. You know, and that's it. I can understand that Tommy Sotomayor there has carved a little niche for himself, you know, and he's not going to let go. But going back into my last video, you know, and the Rodney King thing, you know, if that would have happened in 2015, Tommy Sotomayor would have ethered him, called him a jackass. People like David Carl would have went in on Rodney King, you know. And when you look at other things such as Amadou Diallo, I know I'm gonna mess this guy's name up. The African dude who got shot 41 times. Nobody brought up black on black crime. It wasn't part of any dialogue. When they said, well, you heard about that dude who got shot, you know, he was holding a remote control and got shot 41 times and things of that nature. Yeah, but what about black on black crime? What about that little girl who got killed and so forth? They did not bring that up. They didn't bring, it wasn't about the deflection. It's like making insurance claims when you're focused. You gotta focus on one incident at a time. You know, that's what the detectives do. You know what I mean? They gather up all the clues. Even though a case may be similar, they still gotta look at it as an, you know what I'm saying, as an individual puzzle. You know, that's the thing. And when you're looking at how demonized and dehuman black people are, you know, and I'm like, this is a country that sent a 14-year-old boy, George Stimley or whatever, to the electric chair. You know what I mean? I'm like, this is that country. You know, and what these bootlickers do is despicable. You know what I mean? It's horrible. I don't know how they can sleep at night. You know, and I don't know how anybody can call themselves an intellectual when your opinion is one-sided and it's going to be pretty much against blacks and for white.